Hi everyone, welcome back to another mukbang. Today I'm back with another super cheat meal mukbang. I haven't had ramyun in a few weeks, I think. So I feel kind of proud and kind of not as guilty, but anyways, I actually really do like the cup noodles over the packaged ones ever since I got pregnant. I don't know what it is. Maybe it has more of that like a black pepper taste to it. And maybe it's also because the noodles are thinner. So I'm not going to boil it too long because they do cook fairly quick. So I have two kimchi flavor and two regular flavor. I think I'm going to do two of this and one of the regular. You know what? Actually, I think I'll do two of this and one of the kimchi because I'm going to pair it with super fermented homemade kimchi. And then as for today's drink, I have the original Calpico. And I have extra black pepper handy and some cheddar cheese, American cheese, to see if I want it or not, but we'll see. So the noodles are only supposed to take 3 minutes to cook. So I'm gonna get all of them ready so it'll be a really quick process. Ugh, stuck. Oh. I do like eating them in the bowl actually, but for the sake of mukbang today, so these kimchi, these are so fermented, meaning they're super sour. Oh my god. I love it. I think sour kimchi is like my top cravings during pregnancy. But I'm sure you guys know this by now. I don't have to wait for the water to boil. Again, these noodles are gonna cook so fast. Okay, and then I'm going to add the soup base a little later. Because you know how like when you cook the packaged ones, you either add the soup base earlier, or even if you add it later, you cook it a little longer than the cup noodles, right? And I think in a way that kind of kills the taste that I personally like. So maybe that's the reason why I really like cup noodles over the packaged ones. Cook. I'm going to add just a little bit more water. Go. Okay. Yums. To add my soup base. There we go. And I'm going to turn this off. The heat is off. If it's a little bland, I do have extra bowl and I might just add the sauce, just the soup base in here. Oh, smells nice. To taste the soup, should be good. Oh, actually that's kind of strong when I add a little bit more water. That should be good. Okay. I'm going to add 1 American cheese. I don't want to thicken the soup, so maybe like right here. Thinking about making a cup out of this. It might be too small. Big bites. Okay. I wonder if that's good. That's okay, right? Okay, let's do another. These are huge. Okay. Let's forget the cup. The cheese. I always forget how much saltiness the cheese adds on to the ramen. I think 1 cheese is enough for me. It feels too thick. goodness, so loud outside. I feel like 1 cup noodles is always too short. So I feel very happy that I could just have a big bite and there's still so much more left to eat. I say this all the time. You don't really crave ramen until you eat it, until you cook it, you smell it, take the first bite. I'm like, okay, I did crave ramen. But usually I don't like reach for it. And I'm only talking pregnancy. Before, like I would eat ramen like every other day. I think my favorite cup slash mug store is Starbucks. Honestly, I really just think that they make the best, or at least like the prettiest cups that I always personally like. Some of them are ugly, like some of the tumblers are pretty ugly, but a lot of them are really pretty that I really like, and every time I go, I want to just buy one. But I think this is like my all-time favorite that I ever bought. This one. It's just so pretty, so simple. It's so pretty. Man, I picked the worst time to film today. Oh, let's try the black pepper. I love black pepper. You know, like black pepper is one of those like kitchen ingredients that you just never run out of because you use so little of it. But this is my second bottle of this since last year. It's my second bottle. Mm. Mm. I promise I'm not pushing myself to eat because I don't want to push myself to finish the food. But right now I feel good. This tastes amazing. Mm. And now that my pregnancy is almost over, I feel like I've experienced most of it. Obviously, the delivery is going to be like the biggest part, but you know, besides that, I've experienced most of the pregnancy. And there are a few things that just was not what I expected, or like it was completely different from what I expected would happen to me. And some of them are good. Some of them are good. It's not necessarily bad, I guess, but it's not good. First thing is that I thought I would be one of those people that, because I used to run. I enjoy running outside. But I always thought that, like, my dad's athletic, I'm pretty athletic, or I like being outside. So I thought even after pregnancy, I would keep enjoying that. But in reality, it decreased significantly. Um, like, well, like I worked out pretty hardcore. Well, I started to work out hardcore again before, literally like few days before I found out I was pregnant. And then like all the symptoms kicked in. I didn't want to get out of bed. It was hard for me to motivate myself to work out. You know how you're supposed to be careful, and like you can't do hard workouts. So like, but I still felt comfortable doing, like light workouts. But I just like, I think physically I was able to, but mentally I was just like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed. Like I just couldn't motivate myself. I guess it was like kind of physical too, because I had nausea here and there, and I just like what every smell and everything was just kind of bothering me a little bit. So I wasn't in my best condition to work out. That's why I didn't. But I did here and there. Like when the weather was really nice, I would just want to go outside and work out a little bit. I canceled my membership at the gym because I wanted to keep it, but every time I go, like it's just like I would be on elliptical and I would be out of breath, and like I hated the fact that it didn't feel like I worked out because I can't do like intense workout, right? So I hated the fact that I couldn't do that. It just, well, even if I go, like it didn't feel like I accomplished anything. So eventually like I just cancel the membership, and I'm like, whenever if I do feel like working out, I'll just run outside. So towards like a little bit more in this second trimester, I think I took more time to go run outside, which felt great. But again, like I couldn't really keep up with that. One, it was like winter, so there were so many days where like we had frozen sidewalks, or like it was just like slushy. So it is still an excuse, but I didn't want to trip and fall. So overall, I wasn't the person that I wanted to be when it came to exercising and staying active. I think I did stay active. I would go screen golf. I would take a lot longer to walk Ame, and like I would clean the house. I would just move around a lot, but I just couldn't get myself to work out. It was just like the last thing on my list. Now that third trimester hit, I feel great. Obviously I could kill 3 cup noodles like without a problem. Physically, I feel okay as long as like, I think I feel the worst when I'm laying on bed. Like no position feels good for me. So besides that, I feel great. But now I can't imagine myself running with this. Like even with the belly belt, I feel like I need one of those like belts where it hooks to my shoulder and like everywhere so that my belly doesn't budge. But I really can't imagine running with this. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I should try. Because the weather is getting nicer. So, what, maybe I will try. Maybe I'll just go out for a walk, or even like a light jog, like jog for like 3 seconds, walk 10 minutes. Maybe I'll try that. But, like overall, I'm really not, I don't want to say I'm disappointed in myself. Just a little bit, like 1%. I'm disappointed that I'm not as active as I thought I would be. Second thing that was very different from what I expected out of pregnancy and like what really happened was, I think a lot of people could agree to this one, is that I thought I would glow. I thought I would have the pregnancy glow. It's funny because there were days where like I would have a really like glowy and dewy skin, and my friends would be like, dude, are you pregnant? Like to the point like my skin was significantly better some days. I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. So like that's what I expected to happen when I got pregnant. But from day one, I think I've been just dry as hell. No lotion will work on my face. Nothing. My skin right now is nothing close from being glowing. And sometimes and I really do appreciate when some of you guys comment like, oh, like, so, like, Kimmy, you look great, you're having the pregnancy glow. I think it's the filter that the camera, like, kind of catches, or, like, what it doesn't catch. So I do appreciate that, but, like, in reality, it's just, like, I'm dry as hell. Like, I put on tens and thousand layers of lotion, doesn't do shit. It doesn't last long, all day, at least. So that's a bummer, right? It was one thing that I was really kind of looking forward to. Everyone's like, yeah, just wait until second trimester, you're gonna have the glow. What glow? I'm in my third trimester, still here. I'm dry as hell. And another difference from my expectation and reality was, this one is a good one actually, because I've been told, I've been reading, I've been told, I've heard that your hormones are everywhere. You're gonna just hate your life. You're gonna hate your husband, especially. You're gonna hate your dog. I've heard a lot of it. I've heard a lot of testimonies of it, but I actually didn't have it bad, if not at all. Like, I definitely have moments, like very few moments where I'm just like, don't like fucking touch me, don't bother me. And this is more towards like Tong, nothing towards Ame. Like, my feelings towards Ame didn't change at all. Like, I wasn't annoyed more than I normally would be annoyed of him. But I did have few extra moments with Tong where I was just so annoyed. I just wanted to punch him in the face. I wanted to just pull all of his hair out. But that was like a few times in the first trimester, and after that, like, I didn't really have moments like that with Tong or Ame. I think I actually felt more loved. I felt loved. I was more in love with both of them. I was more excited that the both of them are in my life, and I get to add. I am adding another life to our family, so I think I was more excited and like really relieved that I get to do this journey with Ame and Tong. So that was like a better turnout, I guess, because I was really afraid that I'm gonna hate him. Like he works all day. He comes home really tired. He works like 12 to 13 hours a day. He comes home. I don't want to be cranky. Like sometimes I am, but like not more than I was before, right? So that was more of a relief for me. I was kind of scared that I was just kind of like counting days. Like, okay, like I'm sure like by next week my hormones gonna be like so much more crazy, and I'm gonna like hate him. I'm gonna be annoyed of everything. I'm gonna hate like a dog like food smell, because that's what I heard. No, nothing. And I'm very very grateful for that I didn't have to go through that, because like pregnancy itself sucks, and you don't want to, and like last thing you want to be is just angry all the time, right? And I know you can't help it, and I've had moments where like I have had very emotional moments where like one day I was just walking Ame. This is first trimester. I was walking Ame, and I looked. It was like a beautiful day, right in the middle of winter, beautiful day. I was just walking, and I see everybody on the street were couples. Like, they look so happy, and yet I was miserable. I felt like, those like cartoon where like everyone's like happy, but there's like a cloud of rain, just like on top of your head. That's how I felt like that day. So I couldn't stop crying. Like, I was outside walking on it. I couldn't stop crying. And I'm like, okay, I have to go home. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't even know why I'm like bawling in middle of nowhere. So I go home, and as soon as I go home, Tone calls me. And as soon as I see him calling me, I started crying so much harder. And I pick up, I hear his voice, and then like I couldn't even speak because I was crying so much, and I'm like at the same time I was trying to stop crying. And I told Tone like why I was crying or whatever, and he was just laughing. He's like, hey, man, you must really be pregnant. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like so lonely today. But after that, like, I mean, like, I'm definitely a crier. I think pregnancy made me cry a little bit more, but that day was just ridiculous. I just don't cry like that. So besides that, like I feel like, and even that day, it's not like I hated him. It's not like I was annoyed of him that he wasn't there. I just felt just very emotional that day. Yeah. So I'm glad that him and I feel a little bit more close, I guess, not like hating each other. But you know, like Tong's side of the story is a little different. He thinks that I am crazier. He thinks that pregnancy did make me like really, really crazy. But I don't think so. I feel like I'm pretty normal. I think he had it easy, but I think I'm planning to have him in my next mukbang or something like that. He wants to be in one, so we'll hear his side of the story. But let me know if there's anything that you guys were expecting out of pregnancy and in reality it was completely different. Let me know if you guys had any of those experiences and share with us some funny stories. But I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's mukbang, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to check out my vlog as well. Bye!